I am your MC of the night. My name is Louis Lee, and I'm the computer science student year 1. For tonight, my team and I would like to say welcome to Youth Entrepreneur Society.
Hi guys.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Alright, but before I start the national night, I have a question for everyone. Does anyone here actually want to be an entrepreneur?
Yes.
Yes, me.
Yes.
Oh, everyone has a dream of that. Well, you have come to the right place. This club provides both fundamentals and knowledge to give you a head start on your entrepreneur journey. Guess what? I also want to be an entrepreneur. And my dream was to start an ice cream truck in University of Nottingham. But then I think I just realized that there's competition there because of the ice cream couple. So better not have it now at the moment. Even with the CMCO, there will be no customer. So anyway, let me start off this induction night by inviting our guest, our special speaker for tonight. And he is none other than Mr. Dexter, the founder of Y.E.S. But before that, let me give you a short introduction about him. Mr. Dexter was a student studying international relations at Nottingham, and he graduated in 2014. In 2011, he established the Youth Entrepreneur Society Club, which has given us the opportunity today as what this club is about. I should also mention that after graduating in 2014, he put his knowledge and skills into a startup and have his own startup and fintech. And currently, he is involved in Media Analytics, a startup that analyzes social media and strategy for businesses to promote their marketing stuff through social media. All right, I think you guys want to hear me talk more. All right, so let me pass Mr. Dexter this floor, and let's welcome Mr. Dexter, the founder of Y.E.S, to give an opening speech.
Hi everyone, good evening. I hope everyone have a pleasant day, taken your dinner. Thank you Louis for the kind introduction and nice to meet everyone. So just a short introduction about me. My name is Dexter. I graduated back in 2014. So the Y.E.S journey began in 2011, where actually I am one of the co-founder of GYECC in Nottingham as well. So back then, when I started the brainchild of GYECC, it was a good and happy journey for me. But later on, I found that there's a lot of things in campus, need to be solved. And apparently back in 2010, when I started my journey, and 2011, the campus situation was very, not as good as what you all have today. Like we don't have the new student association building, we don't have the new facilities in the campus, in the sports, and we don't have the proper bus like what you have now. So that back then we have like a buses of like it consists of bus sekolah or factory bus. So it was very horrible back then. So that's why I created Y.E.S is to solve all these problems. And I'm also a multilingual, so I studied international relation. Back then I could speak at least 7 national language, but now it's only 5. Yeah, English, Malay, Chinese, Japanese, and French. Yes, and I'm a problem solver. I like solving problems. And my hobby is reading, as well as learning and performing magic. And last but not least is, if those who like to find me after this, you all can find me through Instagram. He is so Dexter is my Instagram handle name. So okay, next is let's pass some myth about entrepreneurship. So let's further interpret. I know that a lot of you might be thinking that, hey, entrepreneur can be this and entrepreneur can be that. But this is what I strongly believe entrepreneur should be. So to bust the myth, let's start with the first thing, which is entrepreneur does not consist of MLM, which is multi-level marketing. I bet a lot of people out there doing multi-level marketing and they are saying that, hey, I'm doing this and this and this. But actually, you're just a distributor or a marketer. Okay, if you are doing ML, you must own the company. Same goes for selling insurance. So selling insurance is not a part of entrepreneurship as well. And as well as not buying a franchise. Yeah, it's like if you start, like what Louis mentioned or someone mentioned just now, if you start the ice cream truck, if you can turn that business into reality and you can make it into a franchise and you sell it to people, then you are the entrepreneur. Yeah. Yeah. And lastly is entrepreneur is not doing real estate. Yeah. If your real estate is mean that you're working for the company, you're still generating income through another company, which is not your own. So to summarize about entrepreneurship, I think most of you have seen this picture in Facebook or social media, right? It's the garage. Can I get some response?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So this garage is represent a lot of things. It's like where ideas started. So a lot of people are asking me a lot of questions like, what is the true meaning of entrepreneurship? I just tell them, entrepreneurship or entrepreneurship. Okay. So these are due to the few things, which is entrepreneur. The true meaning of entrepreneur is you are a creator. You create something. You create games. You create a device, or you create a problem to solve the current situation. You are an innovator. You try to innovate solution to solve the current or existing problem. And entrepreneur is mostly maker. So that's why I like to relate back to this picture, which is entrepreneur is where people create, people innovate, people solve the problem. So this is what I truly believe entrepreneurship is all about. Okay, so to share some journey back then, when I started Y.E.S, and in my second year, I started the fintech company. I started a fintech company. That was before Magic was started as well. So when we got with a group of friends, I always find that it's a very hassle that I have to pay to the main person that do payment. So that's why I created this idea that we like to solve this problem. So it can create it to do P2P, means that peer-to-peer payment. But back then, it was too early for us to launch this idea because the adaptability of people to adopt this problem was very low. People are very skeptical. People thinking, hey, if I do this payment to payment, will it be safe? Will I be hacked? And so on. So even though it's a good journey for us because we pitch in national level, it's an international competition. We pitch and then we compete among the whole Malaysian team, and then we got first. And after that, we got sponsored by Microsoft. We flew to San Francisco and we compete among the international team, and we got third place. And we came back to Malaysia. We pitched to the Cradle, which is called the Ministry of Finance, and we got funding for 150,000. Yeah, although I could say this idea didn't live off in the end, but it was a good journey experience for us. And the second one was me doing CHRO. This idea was created before, it was created when I was about to graduate. So what does this CHRO does is to do about people who give birth. It started when like a female lady who just give birth, they need a nanny to take care of them. So some traditional Chinese people have some problems in having this nanny is because the knowledge problem. So not many nanny are having equipped with a well-modern knowledge. It's because if let's say I'm a traditional nanny, so sometimes some of the nanny would have a practice that the mother that just give birth, they should not eat vegetable or eat fruits because they believe it's a very traditional Chinese belief that it's a very cooling, it's not good for the body, and you can't wash your hair or you can't wash your body. So that's why we equip it with a modern knowledge, and somehow we overcome it. But in the end, after 2 years trying it, we still couldn't get a proper traction. It was also due to a lot of resistance of the local people. Yeah. And this was the third startup which I started 4 years ago. After when I failed that, I was about a year or two, I do some freelance work. I was trying to find certain things, and that's where I started Cloudbreaker with a group of my friends from Hong Kong. So what Cloudbreaker does is, it started as an AI big machine and big data provider. So for this core technology that we have, right, we are thinking, hey, since we have this pool of data and of everything, how can we translate it into services? So that's what we step into the media industry, which is we find a lot of people are talking about how to say topics, virality, how can businesses improve in terms of marketing and so on. So that's what through the core foundation of our AI, big machine, and big data. Hence, we created one of the vertical, which is influencer marketing. So to this point, for us Cloudbreaker, our core technology, we're able to provide discovery tool and management tool, as well as we're able to provide strategy as a whole to businesses who like to market their business to the consumer by using influencer marketing. Yep. So as you can see, like many of you have been asking, what is Dexter talking about AI? So this is how the AI works. So in terms of AI, is we're able to analyze the picture. We're able to see the whole picture, which is the outdoor, which is you could see is 0.9921, and the sky is almost the same. But however, the water is 96% is because we have not teach the machine to understand more in depth that water, this is the water color. And the boat, as you can see, is 88%. It's because we just teach the machine to understand that this is just a general boat. Boat can be a sampan, can be a big cruise, and so on. So this is very highly important to us when we integrate it into the marketing strategies, because when an agency or a creative boutique has the strategy, when you integrate it or you synergize it with the human, you need to both sync. You wouldn't want those influencers to talk something else, but your strategy is another thing. So it couldn't gel, you see. So hence, this is the part of our core technology that we provide to businesses when using our services. Is I'm talking too fast? Is everyone clear?
Yeah, clear.
Yes.
Yep. So yeah. So talking about it, some of the community asked me like, how does our startup is striving through this pandemic? I could say that we are currently not in the right timing. A lot of businesses are from offline changing their behavior to online. So I could say that this year it was quite a very lucky for us that our company growth has surpassed 2019 due to the pandemic. And as an entrepreneur, I see that everything has a two-edged sword. And how would you turn this two-edged sword into an opportunity for you? So hence for us is we help a lot of SMEs to get on board from their offline to online through digital marketing. So it was quite a very good timing for us actually in this industry. So yeah, currently we have some difficulties as well is in terms of educating the SMEs. How does we able to calculate the reach, the awareness, and then how we able to, in the end, help them to convert into sales. Because a lot of things company in the end survive is through sales. So through the AI, through the through the big data that we have and through the strategy that we have, this whole tree synergize us to help in marketing in SMEs in big corporate to strive through. So that's what we are growing in terms of pandemic. Whereas compared to other industry, where it's not so fortunate, we totally understand. So yes, that's in some about us during pandemic that we are quite lucky. We are in the digital marketing. Yeah. So I wouldn't want to take much. Just a last sharing for me. I always believe in this 4L whenever I go. So it is like my own motto or it's my own philosophy as a not only as an entrepreneur, as a human being. First is to live. So what does I mean is to live is you need to know how to take care of yourself. You need to know what kind of knowledge that you are consuming. A lot of us keep consuming, but we don't filter it through. And what kind of food that we consume? Do we feeding ourselves in the proper food? And so on. It's very important to understand to live. Yes. And next is to learn. So after you understand the principle of living, you need to learn how to improve this. For example, this food is from this part of area. So how could you learn to make this better? Probably using less water, or probably how to improve the food production to be better. and so on. Yeah. Next is to love. So once you learn, once you live and then you're able to learn, you improve it as well. So next is to love the surrounding. How would you love to create much more, how to say, love towards to your community, to able to enhance people, to create a society which is caring instead of societies, instead of selfish in ourselves. And last but not least is the legacy. What legacy would you like to leave when you leave your university? So this is what I always believe, and this is the legacy that I left before I leave university, which is to create youth entrepreneur society. So last but not least is I do wish that more students, especially in Nottingham, could have the mindset of creator. What I mean is creator is we are okay. If you see a GDP of Malaysia, right? We are a consumer country. So in terms of consumer country, when global pandemic like this happen, our country will sway up and down because we depending on others people resources and so on. But if you are a country or a nation like America, you create, you innovate, you make. So that's where your opportunity as a country grow. Because I could say that the next generation will be all of you. So I hope that to see in Y.E.S for the upcoming members of the youth entrepreneurs, I hope to hear more Nottingham students participate in hackathon. Yes, in hackathon. Sorry, I long time didn't join hackathon really, so I'm a bit so I hope to see you all to join this type of competition to create something, to innovate something instead of us consume it. Yeah. So for you to bring this, you might be thinking, hey, I'm not a coder, so should I participate? Yeah, even I'm not a coder, but I learned to code because I could say that during this pandemic time, it shifts a lot of things from the industrial. We are still living in the industrial age, but now is the pandemic is moving us to the digital side. So in this digital side, all of us have to upskill. So how to upskill is you need to learn how to code. You need to learn how to do digital marketing. So this is what I would like to have you all to have how to say a takeaway for everyone. And I hope that everyone could be a maker, creator, regardless of problem solving that you like to solve in the uni or surrounding of Semenye. It will be good as well. It will be a good start. And always remember, it's not a failure. It's a stepping stone for you to understand what are you trying to do next. Because as you see, I failed 2 startups before this, and this is my 9th journey of entrepreneurship, and only this 3rd startup, Cloudbreaker, which is I could say that we are stable. We are still not successful, even though we are funded by Alibaba last year. So we are still not successful, but we still have a journey to go. So again, never ever see yourself as a failure if something doesn't work. And what Steve Jobs said, the future cannot be seen by predicting. The future can only be seen by connecting the dots of what you have done in the past. Yeah. So, yep, I think that's all from me. Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Dexter. Thank you, Mr. Dexter. Thank you, Mr. Dexter, for the lovely speech. Without you, there will be no Y.E.S Club in Nottingham. And now you have given us the chance to pursue our dream of becoming the next generation of entrepreneurs. Alright, now let's start presenting our officers for this year club. Are you guys excited?
Yes.
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 Alright, because I'm going to give a short intro of our favorite CEO. He is one of the ex-officers of our previous club last year, and he's been learning, training, and improving our club every day. And now he has the opportunity to stand here and become the next CEO, and with the leadership and the passion driven inside him to make our club and change our club into becoming successful. So let's give a warm welcome to our Chief of Executive Officer Tan Ming Jun.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank Dexter for the great sharings. And hi guys, my name is MJ and I'm extremely happy to meet all of you here tonight. So I'm the president of Youth Entrepreneur Society for terms 2020 and 2021. I am currently 20 years old, pursuing year 2 civil engineering. Well, I actually joined Youth Entrepreneur Society since I was in foundation. I get to know about these clubs during the CS Fair, which was still conducted physically previously. When I went to the induction night, the things that attracted me was the passion and the vibe that I met in Youth Entrepreneur Society. And one more thing is that I wanted to improve myself and indulge myself in more unique activities. So immediately, I decided to join this big family. I was confident that I could learn new things and have more exposure by joining these clubs. And yeah, I was glad that I made the right choice. I started off by joining the training department, which is now named as program department as a committee. And I was able to learn on how to plan and organize events. In the subsequent years, I managed to be the head of program departments and I was in charge of organizing events for this society. It was the duration of being the head of program department that had trained me to be more organized and to view things from several perspectives. It was a very important experience, or I would say, one of the most important one, which has actually taught me to handle stuff and to bear with the stress it comes with. I got to learn about leadership qualities, communications, and so much more. Therefore, I was really grateful to be given the chance to hold a position now and back then, as it has really taught me and forced me into a generally more well-rounded person. Looking back, I think joining Y.E.S is one of the best decisions that I made in this university. It had increased the value and color into my uni life. I have also learned so much and had so many valuable opportunities as a Y.E.S member. And now is the time for you guys to join us, brings value to the society and to yourself. So moving on to the next slides. The aim of Y.E.S is to promote the critical thinking, innovations, and entrepreneurship among students at UNM. We also have collaboration with Incubation Center, non-government association, clubs, and so on. We provide a platform for students to learn on how to start their business idea. We aspire to create the next generation of business leader and entrepreneur. So, if any of you guys have some sort of business ambitions of idea, this is the best opportunity for you to execute it and make it a reality. We have a strong experience in organizing events related to entrepreneurship and business. The series of events that will be organized this year will be explained by the respective departments later on. Moving on, the core value in Y.E.S is creativity, patience, and respect. We need to be creative and innovative to lead our club forward and adapt to changes. For example, in this semester, most of our events are not able to be conducted as usual. This had actually affected us a lot, and to be frank, myself was also worried, but I know that we will be able to make things work with the help of our teams. So we need to be versatile and adaptive. Secondly, we need to have patience in all clubs matter. Patience is the main quality that drives us to move forward and continuously improve ourselves. And lastly, in Y.E.S, we all are equal. No matter which position you are, we need to respect each other. Everyone will be given the same chances and every voice will be heard. Therefore, do not afraid to speak up. All opinions and ideas will be very much welcome. So all in all, I am really grateful that you joined this session with us here tonight. And I'm happy to be able to share all of the above stuff with you. I hope that you guys will join our team later on. We will learn and grow together. The situation this year is very different compared to the past years, and there are a lot of unforeseen challenges ahead. However, we at Y.E.S guarantee that you can learn a lot of skills and bring some tons of valuable experience that you will cherish. So by joining Y.E.S, you will get to learn on how to handle stuff properly, how to manage your time and stress, how to communicate with people, and how to lead the team in the future. You will also have the chances to expand your network because we are collaborating and connecting with clubs and students, not just limited to our university constantly. Everyone will be given chances to be part of the planning because we want everyone that join us are able to learn and grow. We see this pandemic as an opportunity for us, and I hope most of you here will be part of the team to strive in this situation. And that's all from me.
Thank you, Ming Jun. Thank you. Let's move on to our two COO for this year club, which stands for Chief Operating Officer. The first Chief Operating Officer is a secretly quiet type of woman, but she has some talents to show off. She likes to bake and travel around the world, but most importantly, she also likes pets, and her favorites are dogs. So please welcome our first Chief of Operating Officer, Jiaxin.
Woohoo! Okay, thank you, Louis. Hi guys, I'm Justin, and I'm one of the Chief Operating Officer. Welcome to Youth Entrepreneur Society, and thank you for being here tonight. I hope you guys have fun and enjoy. Without further ado, I'm going to introducing you guys one of the major events that Youth Entrepreneur Society, Y.E.S. in short, had been held for the past few years. That is Halloween night. So Halloween night basically consists of haunted house, which allow our event committees to act or playing the role of a ghost, and there are also some mini games as well for our participants. This event is kind of like a bonding session among members, having fun together, and of course, bringing joy and fear, I guess, to the participants. However, it is regret to telling you guys that we can't hold this year because of the situation of COVID-19. But no worries, we have still lots more of events waiting for you guys. I hope you guys can look forward to it. So there are some pictures of Halloween night for the past few years. There's participants wearing a costumes, our event committees playing with the role of ghosts, and then makeup by makeup artists. And oh yeah, last year we had a best costume contest, which was really interesting that some of the participants' costume was so scary and creepy, like they putting all the bloods all over their face and neck, and some even wearing a creepy contact lens as well. So, and I remember there's someone wearing quite a funny costume as well. It was really an interesting event experience that I had. So next will be our organizational chart. So the top leader of this society obviously is our handsome CEO, Ming Jun, and then following up by two CEO, that is me and another handsome guy as well, Kang, which he will be presenting later on. There are also several officers as well, leading their own departments, such as secretary, finance, human resources, program, public relations, and marketing. They also will be presenting and introducing their own department to you guys. So stay tuned for it. I hope you guys can join one of these departments and being one of our YES committee. Even though you have no experience on any of these fields or departments, you are still welcome to join us. That's all from me. I hope you guys will be having fun with us tonight. So yeah, that's all from me. Thank you, Louis. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jiaxin. Thank you. All right. Thanks, Jiaxin again, once again. The next COO is the opposite of Jiaxin, and you guys already know who is he. He likes to play video games and Rubik's Cube. He's a curious guy, and he say he loves to learn new things every day. So, but one more thing, if you guys need a second player in video games, he's the right guy you should find. He's very active in video games, yeah. His favorite game is CSGO, boys. Don't worry, you guys can find it anytime you want in the Steam. Anyway, without further ado, let's welcome the second Chief of Operating Officer, Kang.
Thank you, Louis. Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Kang, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Y.E.S. for this academic year. Today, I'd like to talk about our annual flagship event, GYECC. GYECC, also known as Global Youth Entrepreneur Challenge Camp, usually happens in March every year. Due to the pandemic, we had no choice but to give up organizing the Halloween event for this year. As for GYECC, we will still be organizing it regardless of the pandemic situation. If the worst comes to the worst, we will still be organizing it, but virtually. So, what is GYCC? It is a 3-day, 2-night camp, which is designed to help unleashing your inner entrepreneur. The activities are carefully planned with the aim of developing your problem-solving skills, leadership, teamwork, among many other essential skills that will help kickstart your business. We have also invited an experienced entrepreneurs to share their valuable experiences and insights that they have gained throughout the years. So on day one, we'll normally have a speaker and a panel session to give a talk on their entrepreneurship journey, experiences, and etc. We were privileged to have invited Dati Jiaxin, CEO of YYC Group, Mr. C.K. Chang, CEO and founder of Oxwhite, as well as Mr. Yan Chua, CEO of Hermo, and many more successful entrepreneurs during our past GYCCs. So on day two, you'll be assigned to groups. Oh, sorry, not day two first. It's the night on that day. After that, you'll be assigned to groups to play business simulation games and get to know each other. So now we'll be going for day two. There will be workshops to help visualizing and validating your idea. At the same time, mentors from various industries will be present to coach you through the brainstorming process. Later in the day, we'll also have physical challenge activities to put your endurance and determination to test. So, on the final day, each team will have 5 minutes to pitch their product or service to the crowd and judges. 3 winners will eventually be chosen and awarded attractive cash prizes. So, in order to pull off a successful GYCC, it requires the effort and teamwork of a group of determined committees. That said, we'll be opening recruitment for GYCC committees in December. If you would like to put your skills to use, or if you're eager to learn new stuff, you're welcome to apply to become part of the GYCC organizing committee team when we send out the recruitment email in December. So that's all from me. If you'd like to know more about GYCC, feel free to visit our social media pages on Facebook and Instagram at GYECC. On a side note, there will be several fun and interesting virtual events coming up this semester, so stay tuned. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kang. Next up. Have you guys met our secret secretary officer? Well, when it comes to his duties, he put 100% of his effort into it till he gets the jobs done. Not only that, he is very responsible and hardworking too. And also one more thing, he never gives up when it comes to duties. Yeah. So if you join his team, make sure you guys put all your effort into it also. So let's welcome our handsome Chief of Secretary, Chong Shane.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Louis Lim Jun, our handsome MC for tonight. Yep, so once again, welcome to the Youth Entrepreneur Society. I'm Shane. So I'm from the Secretary Department, meaning I'm the Chief Secretary Officer for Youth Entrepreneur Society. So I'm assisted by my deputy, so his name is Lim Liang. So both of us are in Electrical and Electronics Engineering Year 1. Yeah, so it's glad to see a few familiar faces around here, like our old members. Yeah, I shouldn't say familiar faces because I can't actually see your faces. Yeah, so familiar names, I guess. Yeah, and also some names I see here that attended we call it the CS Fair. Yeah, so I'm glad that you all join our society as well, so that my saliva wasn't wasted during the CS Fair. Thanks. Yeah, so moving on. So I'll just give you a brief idea about what our department does. So as the name implies, it's quite apparent that all we do is secretarial affairs. So yeah, so these are a few points of what we do. So basically, we're the bridge between the core committee and our members. So we handle all the internal and external communications between the members or other third parties like SA. Yeah. So to put it in simpler words, I will be the person who will be blasting you emails throughout the academic term. Yep, so I've sent you like 3 emails this week, so no worries, there's more to come. Yeah, so secretary basically meetings is like our field. So organizing, coordinating meetings. Like so, we like book a room for the meeting. We write the meeting minutes. We distribute the meeting minutes. So like we kind of facilitate the meetings, right? And then we maintain a database of documents and reports. So as a secretary, it's a huge bunch of documents, spreadsheets, emails, and reports you got to do. You got to prepare. So yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to prepare them in a very how do I say, user-friendly way, so that people can easily understand them. People can work with them easily. So yeah, so like Google Forms, Google Spreadsheets, Microsoft Forms. These will be common platforms that we'll be using. Yeah, so if you do join my department, like these are things that you'll be dealing with, and also setting up work schedule and calendars. Let's say you are the secretary for an event, you need to set up a work calendar so we can keep track of the work. So when's the deadline, who is in charge of this task, and we can refer to the calendar and we know who is in charge of the task. So it makes the workflows more structured, more organized. So we basically make things organized in the society. That's what the secretary does. And also, yeah, like I said, sending out emails, that is like the primary task of almost all secretaries in UNM. So yeah, moving on. So I'm not going to talk too much about what I do or what my deputy does, because I know most of you want to know what can you do and what can you gain by joining this department. So as mentioned, you have improved organizational skills because you need to prepare documents, prepare reports in a very structured, user-friendly, readable way. So it will improve your organizational skills in one way or another. And also knowledge, experience in preparing these documents. As I mentioned, Microsoft Forms, Google Forms, these are common platforms to be using. Yeah, so meetings, that's very common as well. Booking with SA. So one thing you might or might not know is as a secretary for this club, we'll be dealing with the SA quite frequently. That sometimes because we need to like book a meeting room or basically any rooms or any equipments. Yeah, we need to like communicate with SA and we use their platforms, their websites a lot. Or any other third parties, basically like Magic maybe, but that's only occurs at some events and yeah, usually not too much. And also professional communication skills, which is expected as a secretary. You need to like depending on the situation and your target audience, you need to determine the proper and the basically the proper tone, the proper format that you need to use in your emails. So if it's like with our members, it's usually a more casual, more friendly tone. If it's with another body or like an external body, basically like a like I said, Magic or basically any other like our speakers, we need to use a more professional tone. So you get to determine and get the knowledge of using the proper tone, proper formats in your emails and in your forms and whatever. So, and yeah, the last point, basically have fun. I mean, secretarial department on surface, it sounds boring. It's just paperwork, documents, meetings. Yeah, sounds boring, but I can assure you it's actually quite fun after some time. So don't worry if you have no experience, no skills, or you have been a secretary for a very long time in multiple departments. You can just join my department. You can, you either gain knowledge or you can use this as a platform for you to contribute your abilities. So I welcome you to my department. And if you think that this is a suitable department for you, by all means, please join my department. But if you think that your abilities or skills can be better utilized in other departments, by all means, please join the departments. Because at Y.E.S, we have a total of 6 departments, and all of these 6 departments are headed by amazing people. We call them officers. They have extensive experience and skills in their respective fields. So I would say whichever department you join, it doesn't matter, you will never go wrong. Yeah, so that's all from me. I hope to see you soon. Yeah, and I hope you all will be staying healthy and okay during this pandemic. So yeah, that's all. Bye.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you. The most handsome one, right? Anyway, let's move on to the next officer. This officer is a young gentleman who likes to explore new cafes around KL. And yes, he will be delighted to bring you out to try out some delicious Malaysian cuisine. So you should meet him But when you meet him, right, he will also introduce his website where he's going to talk about his travel blog. So feel free to check his travel blogs. Yeah, it's very good. It's very interesting. So anyway, meet our banker of our club, Chief of Finance, Tan Ming Jun.
My name is Wei, and I'm the Chief Finance Officer for Y.E.S 2021. I'll keep it simple. So to tell you guys something a little about myself, I'm a first year student studying computer science with AI. I'm from KL, and I'm passionate about digital marketing, entrepreneurship, financial market, and I like to check out nice cafes. And okay, so being the CFO, I'm in charge of all finance related matters of Y.E.S Club. I overlook financial aspects of events and the Y.E.S overall state. Other than that, I keep the financial records of the club. And I report to the office staff monthly. And my second in command is this handsome fella, Chan Ying Kai from Mechanical Engineering Year 1. And no, please don't come to us for free meals. What you can expect from being a finance department member is carefully setting budgets for events, working with other department members, being in charge of the finance of an event, record and document cash flow, and the chance to use finance documents like payment vouchers, claims, and more. But take note that there are very limited spots available, so hurry up and register with the link given. Yeah, so do connect with me and Ying Kai on these platforms. Thank you.
Thank you, Wei. Let's continue to the Human Resources Officer. So she's a fun, lively person who loves to explore new things, especially food. She's a flexible and an adaptive person in any environment, but sometimes could get a bit too excited. Yet she is still approachable. So please welcome our Chief of Human Resources, Kuah Ming Yi.
Hi everyone, I'm Ming here. I'm from Computer Science with AI Year 2. Well, some people might think computer science student might be a little bit of nerdy, but actually not. It doesn't apply to everyone. Alright, I'll move on to my handsome and funny deputy, Lu Chuanlong. He studied E&E this year, year 1. Alright, we move on to what can you develop from my department? We mainly focus on planning and organizing events and executing it. By joining our team, we can develop our strategic planning, critical thinking, creativity skills. In this department, you can find or strengthen your potential in handling bigger events and enhance your characters more. HR department provide us the opportunity to learn some life skills by managing or coordinating the function in an organization and being responsible for handling relationship within Y.E.S. Alright, as you can see, this was the last event we had for Y.E.S. It's our bonding trip. Well, in our bonding trip, we went to Chan and we had an enjoyable moment there. And well, of course, making friends. Next one, it's another event which we have the treasure hunt gaming night. It was a challenging game where Y.E.S members have to complete the whole process within a time. Based on these two events, you can tell it's up to our community to work up their creativity skills and have the opportunity to execute them. We hope to organize some exciting virtual events for this SEM. We HR departments are here to build a strong relationship among each other. So basically, we are the one who brings the whole Y.E.S together. So we treat everyone like a part of our family. I believe my department can strengthen some life skill and provide you a splendid experience throughout the year. Hope you can join our department. Thank you.
Thank you, Ming Yi. Alright, the next up. Where should I start? She's very brave and she loves to take challenges because that's what makes her strong every day. She doesn't like to do things last minute and she certainly always never give up. So so if you join this club, right, you have to do what she says or else she'll kill you. Like no joke, because I'm also in this department. So anyway, let me welcome you, our chief of program, Thung.
Hi everyone. I'm the Officers of Program Department, Thung, and here's my two helpful deputies. One is Clayson, and another one is our handsome MC, Louis. So I believe everyone here might have a slight idea on what Program Department do. I'm sure it's related to events planning of our society. And in fact, planning is not just as simple as you thought, as we are taking the responsibility on direction, strategy, and events planning, which related to entrepreneurship knowledge for the society. Throughout the planning session, you can also train yourself to be an altruist, as we always need to contact the speakers and mentors of our events, which leads you to speaking confidently in public. By joining our department, you will also develop, cultivate, and even explore the potential entrepreneur among the students. And maybe you will be one of the potential entrepreneur too. For last year, our department had organized Nottingham Entrepreneurship Week, where talks and panel session is related to entrepreneur pathway is held. Not only that, we have also provide a platform for our students on being students mentor, and it's also a starting point for our students to be a truly entrepreneur. During the spring semester, we have also organized two digital marketing talks where we received many of feedbacks telling that it was really useful when pandemic is going on. So for this autumn, we are sat down with two talks and one workshop. So for our first talk, we got the opportunity to invite our speakers, who is currently a market analyst and also a future strategist, to share about how he will be applying black swan theory in current unpredictable market. And we are going to organize another workshop, which is with a title of My Entrepreneur Journey Workshop, where our mentor will provide a series of training where it is really needed for when you're starting a business. And lastly, we'll be organizing another talk where our speakers will share his career pathway as a headhunter, and also how he able to be a successful entrepreneur as today, although he had failed his business once. Throughout the talk, you will also understand what are the keys to be a successful entrepreneur. I was one of the program department, one of the member of program department in Y.E.S and also in GYECC. So throughout the events and also workshop that I have gone through, I found that strategy planning is much more difficult than what I thought. Throughout the whole years that I've been gone through, I found that I have become more outgoing and better in multitasking, as we always need to contribute our time on event planning. Last but not least, I have also learned different kinds of entrepreneur related knowledge, which I might not even got the chance to learn about throughout my engineering studies. So yeah, yes, it's a big family, and everyone here is really nice to be approached. And by the end of the semester, you will definitely learn something from all of us here. So if you are interested to what we are handling currently, scan the QR code that which we will be providing later and join us. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you, Yito. Yeah, bring some members to our department. Alright, so let's move on to the next officer. He's an officer that will manage social media accounts of our club. He's very friendly and he's also very kind. And he certainly, when it comes to teamwork, he will always be there to help you and guide you. So if you have any trouble, do find him in Insta or even in Facebook, even WhatsApp, because he's very active in social media. So let's meet our Chief of Public Relations, Yong.
So, hello everyone. Let me introduce myself again. I'm Yong, and now I present to you Public Relations Department of Y.E.S. So, to me, PR department is a place to have fun and try out new things that you might have never experienced before. So, before that, let's have a little introduction about myself. My name is Yong, and I'm from Business Economics and Finance Year 1, and I'm the head of PR department. And here we have Brian, and he's the deputy head of PR department, and he's from Economics Year 1. Okay, so I guess you might be wondering, what is PR? What do we do? And is it very busy? Okay, so what we are doing in PR is basically evolves around these three things: content creation, branding, and outreach. So we consistently create content for our social media pages such as Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And the content we create include articles, the posts that you might have seen on our Instagram before, videos, projects, and many more. So basically, there is endless content that you can create as long as you are being creative enough. And plus, we have two exciting projects going on this year waiting for you to complete with us. So in general, we are the ones who provide and promote knowledge that we have found useful to our members and the public. And next, we are the ones who manage Y.E.S as a brand and utilize it as a platform, such as the social media accounts that we are managing. We use it to increase our exposure and publicity, and we consider it as our very own brand. And at the same time, we engage with Y.E.S members and the public as well. So in other words, what we do will represent a part of Y.E.S. And last but not least, we engage and connect with outsiders, such as corporations, different universities, clubs, and societies, and even real-life entrepreneurs. An example will be the interview that we have done with T-Life founder, Mr. Brian Liu, before this. And we also manage partnerships, sponsorships, and collaborations for events with a variety of different organizations. Okay, so if you're interested in joining PR, we are more than glad to welcome each and every one of you to apply. And it's even better if you have video editing skills or you are keen on managing social media accounts and you know how to create content online. But if you don't, we still welcome you to apply. To me, PR is about creativity and resourcefulness, such as finding and creating content online, quality content, and also reaching out to outside resources for our content creating for our members as well. And to me, it's also a learning place. For example, I've learned a handful of knowledge on how to manage social media accounts since I joined PR because I never really experienced this kind of things before. So if you join us, you can definitely experience something different from what you have previously done, and you can grow with us. So before I end my departmental introduction, here are our social media accounts, which is Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Discord. So Brian will send the links in our chat room later, and you guys please drop us a follow and like on our Instagram page and other social media pages as well. So here comes the end of my departmental introduction, and you guys can connect with Brian and me through these platforms. And thank you everyone, stay safe and good night.
Thank you, Yong. Wow, so touching, man. Anyway, lastly, this is the end, yeah, guys. Lastly, we have one last officer, and this officer loves creativity and playing sports. If you need a friend who can actually help you brainstorm some ideas or share you some creative ideas, right, he's the guy for you. And yes, his favorite sport is football. So if you want to play a football game, invite him. He always will join. So please welcome our last officer of the night, Chief of Marketing, Lucas Ong.
Hello guys, welcome to my room and welcome to Y.E.S. Since it's already been a very long night, I'll keep things as short and precise as possible. So, my name is Lucas, and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of Y.E.S. And on the right is my cute deputy, Aiden. So, our role in Y.E.S. is to design things like this. Oh, oops, I meant things like this. but yes, I do bake. Anyways, our marketing department's role in Y.E.S is to market the club's events and to design the content that we put out on social media, like you see here. In Y.E.S, my department works very closely with two departments in particular, the PR department and the program department. So for PR, we help them design and to plan the content that we put up on social media. So the designs on Facebook, on Instagram, well, that is all us. And as for the program, their job is to organize events, whether it's talks, workshops, etc., etc. So our job as the marketing department is to help them market the events and make sure that people actually show up for those events. So we work hard and we slave away for them, but it's for the good of the event, so it's all good. So for this academic year, the marketing team will be launching a new project. It will be alongside the PR department. So this project's name is the Knots Tour. So this project's main aim is to introduce tidbits and hidden gems within our campus, either places, people, etc. So within this project, when you join this project, you'll be meeting a lot of people and you'll be working with different people as well. But the main goal and the main benefit for us as a society is that this project will allow us to grow our social media page and grow our presence as a club within UNM. So these are the targeted projects that we have. So an iconic stuff within UNM would be our official shirt that is sold by Not a Shop. And also a new thing that has appeared within our campus is a new duck nesting area that was built during MCO. So if you haven't been on campus, this is something new. And of course, our iconic, infamous clock tower view for the freshers. This is sort of a restricted area that you can go up to and take pictures at night. But of course, during the length of this event, we will be doing it legally. So in order to explain the project structure and to help you relate to it, we'll take our UNM official shirt by Not a Shop as an example. So this project will be an interview structure in an interview format. So the first step would be to secure cooperation from our desired partners. So we contact them, we pitch our project proposals, and then hopefully they say yes and agree to a collaboration with us. So we move on to the second step, which is to plan and to curate the content. So what this means is, like I said, let's use Not a Shop as an example. So they're selling our official UNM shirts. So we'll talk to the shirt designers. Why did you do this design? How this design represents our university? And we'll also be talking to the Not a Shop team and getting their feedback regarding the products, the good, the bad, how they've taken in the feedback, how they plan to improve upon the feedback, and well, basically what are the plans for the future of Not a Shop. So this is just the example of Not a Shop, and the content is subject to change from a case-to-case basis. So after that, the main step would be to conduct the actual interview itself. So based on the previous discussions, we will come up with things to talk during the interview, and then we will, of course, be recording the interview for our materials to produce a video at the end. So once we compile all the video, all that's left is to edit it, and then finally, we will be releasing the video. So we'll share the video with our partners, whoever has collaborated with us, and then we'll post it on our social media page. So hopefully it mutually benefits us both. So as of now, the transition of the project means the transition of our target audience and of our partners. So right now we want to cover the unique things in UNM. So hopefully in the future, we'll move on to entrepreneurship stuff. So we'll be interviewing entrepreneurs within UNM. So whether or not you are an established entrepreneur or you're a new entrepreneur that set up a business during the MCO, we want to interview you and help give you a bit of publicity as well. And hopefully the end goal is actually to reach out and interview entrepreneurs within Malaysia. So big guys, maybe Dexter, once you've grown to a big company, we'll be interviewing you as well. So that is pretty much it for the Knots Tour project.
Thank you.
Anyways, so Oh, I'm not supposed to show this slide. Okay, so what you will learn from joining my department, if you so choose to join my marketing department, as a leader, I don't really care how good or how bad you are currently. Just come, join, and learn with us. Learn alongside us. You'll learn designing techniques. You'll be working on a project. You'll help us plan and design the social media content that we put out on our social media pages. So hopefully one day I'll see your work, I'll see your designs on our Facebook and on Instagram. I want to be able to say, hey, this guy under me designed this. Like he did that shit. Like I want to be able to proudly say that as a leader. So if you're interested in what my department offers, please do sign up through the recruitment form later. That will be shown in the next slide. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop me a DM through Microsoft Teams, or you can talk about it through the game session later. So that's all from me.